Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be comparing three of my favorite tactical flashlights. These are all 21700 flashlights, more on the larger end but still pocketable. So starting off on the left here, I've got the Fenix PD36R Pro. Here in the center we've got the Nextorch TA30C Max. That comes with the XHP 50.3 high, so de-domed LED. Here on the right I've got the Nitecore P23i, also comes with the SFT 70 LED. So in terms of overall construction, you can see with all of these lights, they are constructed very well, high quality, and there's a little bit of difference in terms of the design. Certainly with the Nitecore range, you get a little bit more aggressive design, a little bit more out there in terms of the knurling. The P23i is probably a little more conservative than some of the other models, but some sharper heads, and you can see here there's a bit of crenulation, and you've got three glass breaking beads here on the head of the flashlight as well. The actual anodizing is probably the smoothest out of all three, so it's the glossiest and the smoothest, kind of similar to the Fenix PD36R Pro, but yeah, I do think it looks a little more shiny here in person. Nextorch opt for a kind of grippy anodization, which I really like. It's slightly grippy and it's a matte black, more for a low-key look. Okay, it's got more of a low-key design as well, as you can see there. There's less going on there. There is some knurling. You've got a bit of this anti-roll feature on the head, something that you don't see so much with these other ones. There's a little bit of anti-rolling feature here, but it's not, you don't get these larger cutouts on the head. Here with the Fenix PD36R Pro, again, more of a conservative design. There's some little cutouts here for heat sinking, but yeah, probably these two are a little bit more out there in terms of their design than Nextorch. Nextorch just tend to go for a straight up and down design, lots of heat sinking, not too much going on there at all. So let's check out the bezels. Now you can see straight away there's quite a difference in terms of bezel size. The Fenix here to the left has the smallest bezel size, has the same LED as the Nitecore P23i, but just has a smaller profile. So if you're looking for something that you can carry around with you, produces lots of lumens, but it's not going to be too uncomfortable in the pocket, that's the one you want to be looking at. The P23i has a larger bezel. You can see it sort of pops out, goes a bit wider than the battery tube, okay? And the LED does sit around the same height as the Fenix, but you've got a much wider reflector as well, so that's going to produce more throw. I've noticed Nextorch tends to opt for orange peel reflectors in their tactical lights. It just produces a more diffused, more practical beam, but that's at the expense of some throw. But it's good to see that Nextorch have actually used one of these de-domed LEDs in there. It's very similar to the SFT7. It looks perhaps slightly larger, but hard to tell. Pretty much the same size as the SFT70. Nextorch also used titanium in the bezel and these three glass breaking beads. Now I think these probably will get you into trouble if you were to bring it onto a plane. It looks like you'd be pushing it there, but with the Fenix that looks a lot safer. I don't think you're going to get pulled up for that, so make sure you put this in your carry-on if you're taking it anywhere. In terms of UIs, they're all pretty simple, but with the PD36R, I'll just show you quickly. Turn that light on, you can half press to get momentary, full press to activate, and then you just cycle through the modes, okay, through that smaller button. You've got 5 different modes. On there, you can hold down that button as well to get access to strobe. Click again to switch off. Very simple. There's also a battery indicator, so here on the side there, okay, green, full green, meaning full power. With the Nextorch TA30 Max, you have got this mode selecting ring here in the back, and you've also got a dual switch here. So if I press that button, firstly you can switch it on using that tactical ring, okay? It's on tactical mode at the moment, but you can go low, medium, high, strobe, okay, or just tactical mode. But if you switch between any other mode and then go back to tactical mode, this indicator here is like a battery indicator. So full blue means 100% battery. Okay, so you can access each mode individually like that, or you can access the highest mode with the half press and strobe with the full press. So simple design, simple UI as well. With the P23i, Nightcore gives you the option of switching between tactical and daily mode. Daily mode just allows you to have more easy access to the lower modes as well. But on the tactical mode, what I have it on normally, you can access turbo from a half press, okay, full press to get into the actual light switched on. Then you can press this second switch here to kind of cycle between the different modes. If you hold down the button as well, you get access to that strobe mode like that. Okay. These lights produce similar output of 3000 lumens, but if you're going to want a light that lasts longer on turbo mode or on the higher modes, I'd suggest either getting the TA30C Max or the Nightcore P23i. There's a lot more heat sinking, and through tests I found that it doesn't ramp down as quickly as the PD36R Pro. But with the Fenix PD36R Pro, you can't beat this slim sort of design. Very easy to fit in your pockets, not going to feel as clunky as these other ones. So if you don't need turbo long sustained turbo lumens, you know, this is the one that I would get. In terms of the beam profile, all three of these flashlights produce significant amounts of spill because they have larger LEDs in there, but they also produce a significant amount of throw. So starting with the PD36R Pro, this one's rated at 380 meters. The Nextorch TA30C Max, I tested this a while back and got 454 meters of throw on switch on. And the Nightcore P23i is the winner out of the lot in terms of throw, 500 plus meters I measured with my Opal Lightmaster Pro. So if you want the light that throws the furthest distance, that's the one to get, the P23i. And this one's sort of in the middle, but again, larger bezel. You're always looking at a compromise with all of these lights. You can't get everything in one, not at the moment anyway. In terms of longevity, like I was mentioning before, all three of these lights come with the 21700 cell. So really just depends how hard you're running the light. Probably get similar long-term performance, and you're probably going to get similar battery performance if you're using them all on the highest modes. Okay, but if you're ramping them down on the lower modes, you're going to get at least a few hours of usage on all of these lights, which is great. Practicality wise, it just depends. With the PD36R Pro, you know, this one I could clip in my pocket a lot more easily than these other two. They're still pocketable, but you're going to feel a bit of discomfort there. You know, I'd say these two are more suited to being holstered. The PD36R Pro actually comes with a holster anyway, but it's good that it's more on the smaller side, so if I don't want to use it, I can just stick it in my pocket easily. If you have any questions about these lights, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. But for now, let's go straight to the beam shots. Put them all on actually at the same time, and we can see firstly how far they all throw. So we've got the 36 on the left, in the middle that's the Fenix, and on the right here I have got the Nextorch TA30 Max. Whoa, this entire park is just this whole oval is just lit up. Okay, look, at the moment in terms of throw, the winner is the P23i. Okay, and the Nextorch TA30C Max and the PD36R Pro are producing, I mean, similar performance in terms of throw. Okay, but that P23i in the center is yep, it is really holding up here. Okay, and the 36 has started to ramp down. P23i is still going strong. And the TA30C Max also going strong. Okay, let's turn these all off for a moment and let's try them out on high mode, and I will get my 36 and let's put this on. Let's put this on the high mode. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just high, and here we've got the Nightcore as well. Okay, so here I've got the Phoenix PD36R Pro and the Nitecore P23i, both on high mode, and comparing them, the Nitecore has a more intense hotspot. It's definitely more defined as well. You can see it up close. But in terms of overall output and throw, I would say on the high mode, the PD36 is producing more light, overall more light, as you can see. Just here, PD36R Pro, and that's the Nitecore P23i. Okay. Throw-wise, quite comparable. If anything, maybe the Nitecore is throwing a little bit further, but it's not something that's too obvious. Okay, not too obvious. Like I said, there's a larger hotspot, slightly larger hotspot with the P36R Pro, even though they both have the same emitter, and they're slightly different designs with the reflectors. Okay, but they both seem to be holding up very well, as you can see in this long-term ongoing sustained performance. It's been a few minutes now. Okay, just trying to see if there's any significant changes, but not really. I think I'd have to run it for a bit longer. Okay, but great performance, both of them on high mode. You know, back onto turbo again, and you can see, you know, Nitecore is producing a little extra throw. See, that's the Nitecore. This is the 36R Pro. Okay, you can see just the pattern of the bezel here on the below. Okay. Just brought in the Nextorch TA30 Max here on the right, and that's on the medium mode. Okay, there's only 3 modes on the Nextorch, and this is probably the closest one I could compare it to. And it's producing, similar. I'd say it's got pretty similar output. That's the Nextorch TA30C Max PD36. It's producing a little bit less output on the on the medium mode than the high mode on the PD36. Okay, you can already just sort of see on the ground the comparison between the hotspots. You know, the Nextorch has the least throw out of all of them, but produces, I think, a really nice diffused beam. Probably one of the most practical beams. You don't need really far long range performance. Okay, I mean, even this is on let's put it back on to hot. You know, that's the highest mode with the Nextorch. Still keeps up with the rest of them anyway. Okay.